welcome back. So today I have my VIB sale recommendations. There is the Sephora VIB sale coming up. I'm not sure of the discount. It's either 20% or 15% off, but it's a good percentage off. It only happens twice a year. If you are a VIB, you're going to be able to plug in a code. It's going to take a percentage off of every single thing in your cart. So you're not going to have one code that you can only use once, which is how I believe the employee appreciation was. Some employees got codes. They were able to hand them out. So if you've seen a sale happening recently, I think that was October 23rd, that was one specific code. This is going to be a code you can use over and over and over again. So as much shopping, sometimes I'm like, oh, I want that, oh, I want that, oh, I want that. If I watch too many people's recommendation videos, I'm like, up a creek. Now Sephora has PayPal. Woo! So it's like even easier to shop. So I'm going to go over some of my recommendations. I'm going to go quite fast in this video because a lot of these products I have talked about in the past and they're like my all-time favorites. Some of them are even my like holy grail ride or die products that I talked about. So I'm going to kind of just whiz through and mention some of them that I feel like I've given a lot of attention to. So for those of you who are new to my channel, at least you're going to hear it, but those of you who've been watching forever, you're not going to just have to sit through me talking about the exact same thing and why I love it. Well, I mean, I will tell you why I love it, but I'm not going to go on and on and on. First one of those products that I wanted to talk about was the Elizabeth & James Nirvana Black Dry Shampoo. This is my absolute favorite dry shampoo. And it's expensive, but like it does the trick like nothing else. I was trying to go without it. My husband was like, why don't you just reorder it, Laura? Because you're trying to use up other stuff that doesn't obviously work for you and you love it, and I'm tired of hearing you complain about the other products. So I was like, okay. So I always have this, and I just have learned this is a product that I'm always gonna have to have. It does the best job at soaking up the oils. It also just, I don't know, it doesn't leave my hair like gritty. Like I feel like it just like leaves my hair where I feel like it's done its job as a dry shampoo. It doesn't give you a lot of volume. It's just a great absorber of oil. Also, the scent is just, it's so good. It's the scent, the Nirvana Black perfume scent is in this, and so I love it. I've tried the white version of the dry shampoo and it's not my favorite. This one is my absolute favorite. I honestly think the black version does a better job. I know that sounds weird, but it's the truth. Something that I do talk about a lot is this primer. This is from Dior. This is the Glow Maximizer Light Boosting Primer. This is my all-time favorite primer that I would say for luminosity. I do like the Becca Backlight primer, which I will recommend as well, but this one is just my favorite. It gives the best glow, and I just find that I just love mixing this. I mix this with any full coverage foundation or foundation that's a little bit too matte. I want to give it a little bit of a glow. The glow on this is almost like a light faint peachy gold glow, so I really love this. Like I said, I do love the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This is another favorite. I use these both to mix in with my foundations and I also apply them down before the foundations. Both of these do a great job. This one's a little bit lighter of a glow, more of a sheen. I don't know. They're very similar. The scent on this is a little bit stronger than the scent on this one, but again, both really great primers. I like the more of, has more of a, I can't describe a lotiony. This is a little bit thicker, more concentrated of a formula, but both really great illuminating primers, so either or are my recommendation if you're looking for a really nice illuminating primer. Since we're on the topic of primer, I have to talk about this from IT Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Pores Primer. This is oil-free, poreless, skin perfecting serum primer. This recently just dropped in Sephora. Up until then, IT Cosmetics was only sold on IT Cosmetics website, QVC, and at Ulta, but now it's in Sephora, and this is exclusive to Sephora. So great time to purchase some of the IT Cosmetics products now. This just is such a great consistency. It's like a really nice like lotion serum. It blends in and it almost like kind of sets on your face. It looks white at first, so I will say it does leave a little bit of a white cast on your face, but it absorbs into the skin. This is something that you're going to need to put on and wait a little bit of time before you put on your foundation so it could properly absorb into your skin. But this just gives a really nice, great base. It makes your skin feel nice and smooth, and applying foundation on top of it always looks 10 times better because it gives a really great base. So I definitely recommend picking this up especially if you're going to get a discount. Okay, I have a couple of foundations that I do want to talk about. I love the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover. That's like a holy grail, but I feel like I'm going to talk about some other foundations just because I've talked about that one a lot. It is always in my collection, but I did want to talk about something that I use a lot on the days that I'm not really wearing that, is the Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint. I love this. This has broad spectrum SPF 15 in it, and it's a great coverage. I wear the color Alaska Light 2. I really like this because it just sinks into the skin. It gives like not a glowing finish, but like this velvety matte finish like it says, but it's not too matte where you feel like your skin is dull. I really love the soft finish, focus finish that this gives, and it's just a really easy product to use, especially like I said when I'm not wanting extreme full coverage. Some days I just want something that's going to give me a decent amount of coverage. I would say this is light to medium coverage. That's it blended in, and I just love, like I said, the finish. So this is a great product to have. I would take this like on vacations and trips. This is just a really good one, and something that I will always have in my collection as like a foundation to go to for a little bit more of a light wear day. I like coverage. I do. Even when I'm going on my light wear days, I like coverage. So again, this is a great one. A lot of times I mix my foundations together, and that's one I use to mix in because it mixes really well with other foundations. So again, like I said, I really love the finish. It's kind of set a little bit now, and it has this really pretty soft finish. Another foundation I want to talk about that is newer to me is this one from Hourglass. This is the Vanish foundation. I love this. This is in the color Buff. I go between Buff and Linen. This is a great stick formula foundation. I would say it's my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of the Makeup Forever one. I don't know why. I just could never really get it to 100% hold up on my skin and work for me. This works for me. It holds up on my skin. It gives really great coverage, and it literally disappears. It disappears as in it melds with your skin so well that you cannot detect that you're wearing it. So I think it's a relatively expensive foundation, so now is the time to use the discount to purchase it because it's just such a pretty coverage, really great coverage, but a pretty way that it sits on your skin. This is more full coverage, and it just sits on your skin beautifully, so it doesn't look like you're wearing full coverage foundation, which is always very key. I definitely think that it's worth the splurge, especially if you're getting that discount. Okay, a product that I'm not going to talk too much about, but I've been raving about these Metallishadows from the Estee Edit. They are incredible. One of my favorite formulas. I have two favorite shades that I highly recommend to you. The CYBERELLA and the Solar Blast. Those are the two shades. I have all of them, but those are the two shades that I think you can get that really beautiful one and done look. They have like a cream portion on top. You put the cream portion all over your lid, and you blend it out with a synthetic brush, and it gives this like blown out cream to powder look in the crease. It's beautiful. And then you top it with the pigment that's below, and it's a corresponding pigment. For this particular one, which it has a dark base and a dark pigment, but Solar Blast has a deep dark brown base with a beautiful bronze pigment, so it's a little bit different, but the way that it applies onto the eyes and looks is so beautiful. You only have to use those two products and you get this gorgeous look. So I put that base on, and then I top it with the pigment. I take a clean brush and sort of blend the edges, but some of that pigment ends up going up into the crease a little bit and buffs out into this beautiful eye look that only took this one product. So for that reason, I really love those two colors. Now I've tried the color Scarlet Eclipse. Although it's beautiful, it doesn't have the same effect that these do, because these, that one has a deep dark red base, but the pigment is so light and so contrasting that when you're blending it into the crease, you're gonna need other eyeshadows to really get that crease color. Whereas these, I feel like they blend into the crease and they end up looking like a different color. So for that reason, I do recommend Solar Blast and this one in CYBERELLA if you were going to pick up some shades. Now, let me just show you, this base is super duper dark and pigmented, and sometimes I use my finger to apply it at first to the lid, and then I take the brush and kind of buff it out. And like I said, it buffs out to this I just kind of want to buff this out and show you how it buffs out beautifully. You see this fade? That is what happens in your crease, and it just looks so beautiful. And then I top it, which I just want to top it with some of this pigment so that you can see what that looks like. So I top my lid with that pigment, and then I just want to kind of buff it out a little bit so that you can see what it will look like in the fade. So it's just this gorgeous color, and you buff it out, and it makes a beautiful eye look, especially in the fall, winter time. This is just a gorgeous like cranberry berry shade. And Solar Blast is like I couldn't find it. I need to go digging, and my makeup right now is a mess, so I couldn't find that one, but that's probably my favorite out of the two. Even that's my all-time favorite, and it's just this gorgeous bronze color, and it kind of does that same effect. It just looks beautiful blown out. So definitely recommend those. They run a little bit on the pricier side, so now is the time to really pick them up when you're getting that discount again, which I feel like I'm gonna say it. These are all products that I just think that, especially if you're getting that discount, that you should look into, because, you know, Sephora, it gets pricey after a while, and when you can get a discount on some of the things that you've been really, really wanting, it's always, for me, I'm always like, but I got a discount, but I got a discount, and my husband's always like, well, then you should have got two, which he obviously doesn't mean, but that's just like his way of, or he'll say, well, aren't they just giving it away? Because I'll be like, I got like $10 off. He's like, well, they're just giving it away. I'm like, exactly. Okay, to a mascara primer that I've been loving. It's the Lancome Cils Booster. I love this in conjunction with Lancome mascara. Which one is it called? Oof, I can't think of the name. But it's like one of the originals. Why can I not think of the name? I'll leave it across the screen because I'm having a blank out moment. But I love this primer specifically because I can use even drugstore mascaras on top of it, and I feel like it just really does the best job at priming the lashes and making them more voluminous, so building some length. This is a great mascara primer, and I definitely recommend it. Okay, a product that I don't think I talk a ton about, but I use every single day. I've gone through multiple tubes of this. This is the Dior Lip Maximizer Collagen Active. This is like my money product. I love it. Money product, I don't know what I'm talking about, but like my holy grail by the side of the bed, always putting this on. It is a lip plumper that plumps your lips, smooths lip lines. I don't know if I necessarily notice that it's an extreme plumping gloss as far as my lips. I do notice my lip lines smoother, but I've used this for like 2 years. Not this particular tube, but this product for like 2 years, and I love it, but I'm not saying it's like the most effectively noticeable. It gives your lips a really nice shine, a beautiful look, a little bit of a pink tint. They do have other tints, but I like the pink one. This is the 001. And it gives that little bit of tingle. Like I said, it doesn't burn at all, but it has like that tingle. Let me see what it smells like. It smells a little bit minty and fresh, but not peppermint, just fresh mint. But I love this. I'll always repurchase it. This is what I'm going to be purchasing again because I'm almost out of it, which is a testament. Trust me, this is a good one. So I just thought I would talk about it because I was like, wow, I use this all the time and I don't think I talk about it as much. You know, it's like those funny products that like you use all the time but you never think to really talk about it because it just seems like such a basic. But it's not a basic because that's a really good one. Anyway, moving on, a newer product. Like I said, Sephora just recently launched It Cosmetics within its available brands, and this is an exclusive to Sephora from It Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Makeup. It's a 3-in-1 makeup melting cleansing balm. I love this stuff. Smells like fresh lemon, like a light lemon scent. It's just a really nice balm to take off your makeup. It really makes the skin feel soft. It does its job at taking off the makeup. I just rub a little bit between my hands, kind of use it on my eyes. I use this with my kids because I put makeup on them for Halloween parties so far, and this has come in handy. So definitely a product that I've been loving, and I think you should look into if you're making your wish list for this year. Another product that I'm not going to talk too much about because I feel like I've talked about it so much, but now's the time to pick up the Giorgio Armani Maestro Liquid Summer. I know that we're out of summer now, but this is a product that I've had. It will last you. It's an incredible liquid bronzer. It literally makes your face look like you had sun in the most natural way. It is a serum. I have it in the shade 100, but I think on Sephora's website it's number 10. So a little bit goes a long way. I kind of rub it into the back of my hand. I take a stippling brush and I buff it into my skin. Like I said, I just want to show you, it just, when you rub it in, it doesn't have a tacky feel. It rubs right in, but it gives your skin this gorgeous tan looking. I love using this before applying a bronzer on top. I'll show you the one I recommend, but this is like definitely a must-have go-to for me. It's quite expensive, but it is worth every single penny because it will last you. You only need a little bit every time you use it, and it just gives your skin this gorgeous bronze. I top it with my next recommendation, which is the Hourglass Ambient Bronzer. This is in Luminous Bronze Light, another product that I've talked about. Those two go hand in hand for me. I use the liquid bronzer first, and then I use this all over the face. It gives your face a gorgeous glow. Definitely not to contour with, but to bronze up the face. But this is just beautiful. I find that it just blends in so beautifully, and it gives just this really pretty, like I said, glow to the skin. So I love it. I love it. I didn't think I was gonna love it when I first got it, but then I started using it, especially in the summer, and it was the best. But I use it today. I use it all the time, so it's definitely a good one. Okay, hair product that I love. This is the Wave Spray. I love this. This just, like, if you want beachy hair, you can use it. It smells so good, and it just gives like really nice texture to the hair. Sometimes I'll use it for beachy hair. Sometimes I'll just spray it on my curls. I feel like it gives really great texture. It has a little bit of stick to it, and I love it. So it's definitely a must-have for me. This is a smaller size. I believe they sell the smaller sizes and trial sizes, or like, you know, in smaller sizes for a less price. You might try that and get a bunch of small sizes. All of the Way hair products are some of my favorites. I actually don't like the dry shampoo. I like the texture hairspray, but I don't like the dry shampoo. It's not my favorite. The Nirvana Black is my favorite. But I love this Wave Spray, and I definitely think it's worth, I mean, it says it's a weightless texture mist for effortlessly chic undone hair. Well, I mean, I obviously curled my hair and I'm trying to look done over here, but it definitely can give you that really nice undone look if you're doing big waves and you just want to spray some of this off and piece it off. It would be really great for that as well. Okay, for a face care product, I love the Pore Greek Yogurt Foaming Cream Cleanser. I've already talked about this before. It makes my face feel really, really soft. It foams up nicely, but it's not overly foaming, to be quite honest, to be called a foaming cleanser, but I love the way it works. So it's so nice. It says it's for all skin types. I agree. I think if you have sensitive skin, this would be great. If you have dry skin especially, this would be great. Even oily skin. So it's just a really nice cleanser, and I find it helps to take off my makeup. I take off my makeup with like the cleansing balm, and then I go in with the cleanser, and then, you know, the rest of my skincare routine. So, but that's a really great cleanser to go in with after you take off your makeup for the first time. I have one gloss that I recommend. It's just something that I've been using a ton. Jaclyn Hill recommended this a while ago. It's her favorite gloss. It's the Marc Jacobs Enamored Glosses High Shine in Sugar Sugar. It's just a beautiful nude gloss. I have it on today, and it just is a perfect light pink cream gloss. It's very, very shiny and nice, and I love it. It goes perfectly on top of most nude lip products, lip liners. It's just that perfect topper, and the shine is really nice. It has a nice subtle but mintiness to it. It fades once you put it on the lips, but I really, really love this. Okay, I have an eyebrow product. This is a Benefit Highbrow. This is one of my favorite products for cleaning up under the brows. I love the color of it. I love the opacity of it, and it's just beautiful. It's like this, like I said, super opaque, light matte shade, and you put it under your brows, and then I just blend it with my finger, blend the edges with my finger. It makes the brows appear so light, bright, and clean. Perfect canvas to go in with a highbrow, lightening, you know, any type of like in the arch of your brow product to sort of bring like a highlight. But this is a great base. Sometimes I don't put anything on top of it. I just use this as the base under my brows. It's just so, so good. So I thought I would recommend it to pick up if you are looking for a really great brow product. Nars Rue Bonaparte. This is larger than life liner. It's the perfect nude liner. It's my go-to. It stays on the waterline. I wear this in my waterline almost every single day because it stays all day in my waterline. I feel like it opens up the eyes, makes them lighter and brighter, and I have to repurchase. This is almost gone. I've had this one for a really long time. It's almost gone, and I need to repurchase another one because I always have to have this one because I've tried others, but this is the best. Last but not least, I have two palettes. I'm not quite sure if this is sold at Sephora. I don't know if it's an Ulta exclusive or not. I'm gonna look and see, and hopefully it is sold at Sephora. But the TARTEIST Pro palette, love this. This has 16 matte shades, 4 shimmer shades. I have an entire video on this. I've really, really been loving it. I think it's a great palette. It has those 4 duochromes, so you can create shimmery looks on the lid. You can create full matte looks. It has a great array of eyeshadows. It's a great palette. Like I said, I've really been loving it if you're looking to pick up a palette. Another one, if it is in stock, I know this keeps going in and out of stock, is the Mario Master Palette, or Master Palette by Mario. Anastasia Beverly Hills recently released this palette, and everyone's been going crazy for it. And when I first got it, I was like, why? It's just a bunch of neutral shades, but the shades are way more than they look in the pan. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, but it's just they're just way more, like I said, than they look in the pan. Like that shade in the pan is right here. Doesn't look like it's that shimmery, but it is. All these shades are gorgeous, and they blend incredibly well, which is why I love Anastasia eyeshadows. I feel like all of her formulas are just so nice. They blend so well, and the quality is amazing. So this palette has been a go-to favorite of mine. So if you can get your hands on it during the sale, go for it. Definitely worth the splurge. Every time I'm filming videos, I ooch closer and closer to the camera, and when I'm editing it, I'm always like, why, Laura? Why? But that is it for my recommendations for the Sephora sale. Hopefully you guys saw some products that interested you. Leave me down below some of your recommendations or products that you're going to be purchasing or that you own and you think that I would love. I'd love to hear some of your recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.